Welcome to Psychology Refresh. Today we're going to go over how MBTI personalities are as enemies. Make sure to watch each one and find out what different personalities do when they are your enemies. Each personality type does different things when someone is their enemy, and we have described the way each one of the 16 personality types does it. Find out how they do it and determine how you can use this knowledge in reaching personal growth and self-improvement. Here is how MBTI personalities are as enemies. Number 1. ISTJ. ISTJs prefer to keep to themselves and work hard to complete their tasks. They frequently get along with others and steer clear of pointless dispute. The ISTJ, however, may become irate if they feel that someone is invading their space or possibly harming their chances of getting a promotion. Instead of using overt hostility, they are more prone to employ subtle and calculated methods of defeating an adversary. Number 2. ISFJ. ISFJs have a strong desire to please others, and they will go to great lengths to avoid offending anyone. They loathe the concept of having an enemy and prefer to be positively regarded by others. If they feel someone has wronged them, ISFJs may have a propensity to harbor resentment for a very long period, but they will make an effort to put it behind them. They may utilize guilt manipulation or passive aggression to express their displeasure. Number 3. ESTJ. ESTJs strive to avoid creating enemies because they prefer having friends. They are quite combative and have a propensity to irritate people. Because they rarely fear making enemies, ESTJs attack their adversaries directly rather than covertly. They'll probably make an effort to physically threaten their adversaries in an effort to scare them into yielding. If you are enjoying our content, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Number 4. ESFJ. ESFJs prefer to make friends over foes and focus much of their energy on making people happy. Although they will usually try to avoid developing enemies, that does not imply they cannot. An ESFJ is most likely to entirely cut someone out of their life if they are their adversary. If they are actually upset with someone, they may rave about them to others but ultimately will act as if they don't know about them. They might use deception to undermine the integrity of their adversary. Number 5. INFJ. INFJs can be very warm people who try to avoid hurting others, but they also have a darker side. INFJs can be exceedingly cunning and potentially harmful as adversaries. Even though it frequently takes a lot of prodding, it is feasible to get an INFJ to this position. They possess a great sense of awareness, are able to influence others, and can identify other people's vulnerabilities. An INFJ might be incredibly damaging to their enemies or simply exclude them from their lives as if they never existed. They are one of the most incredible people to have on your side, yet they can also be a bitter adversary. Both the cruelest and most compassionate persons in history have had INFJ personality types. They have the potential to be outstanding in either a good or negative way, like the two sides of a coin. Number 6. INFP. The deadliest opponents of INFPs are frequently themselves. Typically, they are harder on themselves than they are on others. They are equally capable of doing as any other type, despite their propensity to avoid combat and disdain of forging allies. Because they perceive the individual as being dishonest or unethical in some way, INFPs generally turn into enemies in this way. The INFP will probably initially make an effort to avoid this individual and exclude them from their lives. Sometimes the INFP will be very subtly disrespectful to this individual and use passive aggression against them. They might attempt to discredit their adversary in public so that everyone sees what the INFP sees. Number 7. ENFJ. The majority of an ENFJ's time is spent caring for their loved ones and figuring out how to make other people happy. Like other types, they have the capacity for fury and may even harbor resentments for a very long time. If someone offends one of their loved ones, they can lose their cool quickly. They are highly talented at doing this and may find ways to influence others to feel the same way about that person. As enemies, they might be pretty terrifying, but as friends, they are compassionate. Number 8. ENFP. Due to their high level of likability, ENFPs avoid alienating the majority of people. They are quite outgoing and try to keep their unfavorable sentiments about people at bay. People who despise ENFPs will likely be very shocked and desire to try to make things right. Most likely, they will make every effort to make the other person like them by giving them the best of themselves. An ENFP would need a lot to feel hostile against someone or have the urge to harm them. Since they genuinely want to get along with everyone, they tend to avoid that kind of reaction. Number 9. ISTP. ISTPs rarely form enemies and are quite laid back. They tend to remain to themselves and lack genuine animosity for anyone. They would probably try their best to avoid having an enemy since they believe that having one would be a complete waste of time. Number 10. ISFP. One of the types least likely to develop enemies is the ISFP. They avoid controversy and like to remain to themselves. ISFPs don't feel the need to harbor resentments and will typically just avoid a person they don't get along with. Number 11. ESTP. Since they typically don't feel the need to create enemies, ESTPs want to be liked. They'll probably try to convince themselves they had no option if they actually turned someone into an enemy. Although they have no fear of conflict, they don't actually desire to make enemies. Number 12. ESFP. ESFPs are fun-loving people who typically ignore the existence of an enemy. They might use minor insults and defaming their reputation to drive away an opponent if they feel the need to speak to them. Number 13. INTJ. The enemies of INTJs are typically much more subdued. They will devise a cunning plan of attack if they have reached the point where they believe everyone is out to get them. They frequently do not feel the need to do this or that it is beneficial, but if an INTJ feels the need to turn someone into an enemy, they can do it expertly. They have the intelligence to devise a strategy that will defeat an adversary far more successfully. They are sensible and helpful while acting as allies, but when acting as adversaries, their reasoning can be dangerous. Number 14. INTP. INTPs frequently detest creating enemies and are more prone to avoid people they dislike. An adult INTP will consider this unnecessary and want to solve the issue if at all possible. They often don't fear anyone and are unafraid to defend themselves if necessary. If someone is consistently giving them problems, they can work harder to annoy them in an effort to get them to stop. In general, INTPs believe that there are far more interesting things to think about than facing an adversary. Although their propensity to seek accuracy might easily enrage others, INTPs only want to be exact and have no intention of doing so. Number 15. ENTJ. ENTJs can be ruthless and resourceful adversaries. They might try to intimidate their adversaries in an effort to gain their respect. They are adept at leading and, when necessary, may exert great pressure on others. Most people are probably not enough of a threat to them to even consider them enemies. If they do, they are likely to be very honest about it and feel no need to conceal their distaste for someone. Number 16. ENTP. ENTPs might develop a few adversaries because they are natural debaters. They frequently enjoy people's favor and have the power to alter perceptions of them. The ENTP may attempt to diffuse the situation and let the person know that they are a fantastic person to be around if they discover that they have developed a true enemy. The ENTP could make an effort to persuade their friends to dislike the other person if the connection cannot be saved. If they don't change, the ENTP might keep picking on them, which will ultimately make matters worse. These videos will be really helpful for you.